How do they do it? Why do they do it? Riding and crashing and riding and winning and always faster and faster.
So welcome back everybody with Anto MotoGP's the channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Great to have you along. Look, we've been seeing a lot recently with the teams launching, but one thing's really struck me and it's hit me really hard after the Aprilia launch. Aprilia is the only factory team on the MotoGP grid without a title sponsor. And this is after their best season ever, Grand Prix victories across both teams and a great result in the Constructors Championship. This should have been their moment. So today I want to talk about some of the commercial realities of MotoGP in 2026 and why Aprilia, despite doing almost everything right on the track, maybe they're standing alone, and I want to ask why. The CEO of racing, Massimo Rivola, who also holds the commercial marketing and covers all strategic aspects for the MotoGP project, said, "Luckily, we have the Piaggio group who saved us." However, you've only got to look at the fact that group sales are down for Piaggio. In 2025, I should say, showed a decline in sales, volumes and revenue in the tricky markets of the US, Asia and Europe. It's not a good sign when your CEO is saying they're lucky to have the bills being paid. And this is where perception matters. Aprilia, yes, they're winning races, but they're still seen as a lean operation. Piaggio themselves, they're disciplined, they're controlled, they're cautious. And in a post-Rossi Italy, the domestic spotlight is softer, and without the global superstar to amplify results, those wins don't travel as far commercially as they once did. So on paper, this should have been the moment, but it hasn't been. So what do title sponsors actually buy? Let's look at this in a little bit of detail. Sponsors buy stability, brand clarity, and alignment. They want a long-term narrative and they want to be able to make activation. So in marketing terms, it's not just putting your logo on, they want to activate around sponsorship. What they don't buy is they don't buy one peak season and they don't look for just technical excellence alone. Speed will earn respect in MotoGP, but sponsors don't buy respect, they buy certainty. Sponsors want experiences. They want to take along their partners and they want to take their strategic alliances and experience MotoGP. So I've got a question. Do you think the market sees Aprilia as a serious long-term MotoGP player? So why do the other brands attract title sponsorship? Red Bull, synonymous with KTM, they share the same DNA. Lenovo and Ducati, it's a technical partnership and it's a credible partnership. And Castrol, Repsol, HRC, Honda, it's heritage, it's trust, and it's built on winning. And of course, you've got Monster and their affiliation with Yamaha. The common thread here is clarity and confidence. But where am I seeing Aprilia struggling? Well, let's be calm and let's be honest about this. Their brand identity. Are they a premium racing brand? Are they an actual real challenger? Or are they a performance brand? The message is not clear, and particularly when you compare it with some of the rivals. Now, the riders lack commercial pull. History shows a reluctance for top-level talent to go and race at Aprilia, and Martin and Bezzecchi, they're elite racers for sure, but they're not yet global commercial anchors. So let's talk about the Aprilia project. It's lacking this commercial pull. Now, why? Because it still feels like a project. Now look, they're not spending as much as a budget as the other big four competitors, and now they're just in MotoGP. So sponsors are seeking a platform. Look, you've also got to throw in the rider disharmony last year, Jorge Martin trying to get out of his contract. That has a huge impact to sponsors because they want stability. Now, if you're a sponsor, you're not asking can an Aprilia win a race. You're asking how loud will that win echo in the market? Look, none of this I'm saying today is criticism, it's a market reality. And as a specialist in this area, I can tell you reality counts more than just victories on the track. Now, I want to look about and talk a little bit about Trackhouse because it reinforces the point that we're trying to get to today. They've got no naming sponsor. Yes, they've got Gulf Oil, those fantastic Gulf colors that we love to see. I mean, I've been still trying to get one of those t-shirts, but that is a strategic partnership they've got. It's a US-owned team and it's got its own strong funding. But, you know, Gulf were looking at particular markets. And that's why the full livery only appeared in a couple of markets. So really, it's a strategic commercial challenge for Aprilia. Now, I want to ask a simple question. Do you think Aprilia are asking for too much money for this title sponsor? Is it pricing itself as a proven powerhouse when the market really sees it as a challenger? Sponsors by their nature are conservative. They price risk before potential. As a guide, I believe Lenovo are paying Ducati somewhere in that 10 to 15 million euro budget, but it's not all just cash. They also have a strategic partnership off the track using their computing power and their hosting to help process aero. So 2026 was supposed to be the big year and the big opportunity. But it's not about whether Aprilia can win again this year. It's about whether they can look like a long-term commercially viable platform. If a sponsor comes along, it validates this project. But if not, Piaggio and the Piaggio Group will keep funding the project. But for how long and to what level? Strategic pressure will start to increase. Now look, riders' salaries are already suffering. Bez is believed to be on one of the lowest paid salaries for riders on the grid in 2025. So Aprilia have proven they can win. Look, fantastic season. Really good, really great. Marc Marquez not on the grid, even better. But they have also proven they can build a competitive package for the track. But the question is really still unanswered, is it hasn't translated into a title sponsorship partner. So listen, here with Anto MotoGP, I want to hear from you. What do you think is holding Aprilia back? Is it the brand position? Is it the riders? Is it the commercial ask they're putting? Or is it simply a timing thing? So why don't you drop your comments down below, and as always, let's have a conversation and see if we can work this one out. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, look, I'd love to get a thumbs up, as I've said, or if you're visiting to the channel for the first time, why don't you drop us a subscription, because we're going through the whole of the MotoGP season for 2026. All right, look forward to talking to you again soon. So bye for now.